Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be, whatever time of day it might be for you. Hey guys, do me a great big favor, okay? Nana don't ask for a whole lot, so go and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share out if you choose to. The channel is still growing. We're making our way on up, guys, and I'm working on 10,000. That's my next goal, and I need your help to do that, okay? And remember, this is just as much your channel as it is mine. So, with that being said, let's get on with this video. I told you I was going to put out not that the boy that I reported in my last video wasn't important. Any missing child is very important. That was not what I meant. But I meant this is not going to be a personal video with anything about me in it. And that's what I was meaning. So let's get on with this video. Now, the thing about it is I was, speaking with a friend of mine the other day, and we were discussing the fact of how things are said and how things are stated, and what law enforcement in the summerwells case is how they word things, and the different when you first watch the press conferences and the news briefings and stuff like that, you're more worried about the child being missing. You're hitting on the highlighted words that they use, the search, the rescue, how many miles it is, blah, blah, blah. You're not listening, or I'm not listening to the descriptive words that they use. So I went back, and I want to try to do this for each one of them and see if I can't give my thoughts on it. But when I went back and watched the first one, this is the one that was given by the TBI and Ronnie Lawson on the 16th of June. And Ronnie even says in this press conference that it was 21 hours after she went missing. So watch until the end, guys, and tell me what you think, okay? Leave your comments just down in the comment boxes, and anything that you hear that maybe I didn't touch on or that you think maybe I'm wrong about, let me know, okay? And here we go.
A statewide Amber Alert. She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening. At the time she went missing...
Okay, first up, she was reported last being seen in the 100 block of Ben Hill. Okay, well, yeah, we get the address, that kind of thing, and first of all, there's no blocks when you're in a rural area like Beach Creek, Ben Hill, that kind of thing, but that's okay. But what I hear, which is, we've all thought all along that there was more than one person who called and reported her missing. And we've all tried, we know Dawn was one of them, and we've tried to figure out who the other person was. But Leslie Earheart, and I'm sorry, folks, I do not see a TBI agent making such a slip up or such a mistake. Leslie Earheart says one person called, one parent called and reported her missing. Just wondering. And she says that they called about 6:30. Well, we know the dispatch was calling out to the responding officers at what, 6:27, 6:28. So how can Leslie sit there and say that the 911 call was made approximately at 6:30? I mean, on the call it says that the child had already been gone at least 10 minutes, and that was at 6:28. Just a few things I'd like to point out and ask questions about. I just don't understand.
Was reportedly wearing a gray pants and a pink shirt. She is believed to be barefoot. We do want to encourage the public, especially residents living in the area of Ben Hill Road, to check any trail cameras or security cameras that they might have that could have captured Summer on video or in photographs. We also encourage residents to check any crawl spaces, outbuildings, or sheds that would make for good hiding places. As we mentioned, the search is on.
Okay, I'll make this one short, guys. She makes the statement that residents should check any cameras for video or screenshots of Summers, pictures, whatever, and check small spots that would be good hiding spots. I know this has been touched on before, but tell me, guys, what was Summer hiding from? What could she have been hiding from that she would need a good hiding spot?
There are a number of agencies involved. I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson to talk more about the search and the conditions that authorities are up against. Sheriff?
Thank you. It's been a very intense 21 hours of a lot of search.
And right there, as he says, this has been a very intense 21 hours, which, yes, it would be, even with just a normal missing child, would be very intense. This proves that it's only been 21 hours, guys. Now, keep in mind that number in the rest of this video.
A lot of investigation by 19 different agencies.
And here we start. It's an investigation. Now, maybe I'm totally off my rocker. Don't know. This is just my opinion. My channel. I have a right to state what I think or what I feel. But when does a missing child automatically within the first 24 hours turns into an investigation? A search and rescue, yes. But why is it being investigated? What's being investigated, Ronnie? Tell me, what is being investigated? What do you all know?
Last night, we had approximately 60 to 80 people searching in the woods, with a number of law enforcement officers doing the investigation also.
And just like the previous clip, there's 60 to 80 people in the woods looking for her, just in case she might have wandered off. But the rest of these agents, out of 19 agencies, are investigating. What are they investigating? Somebody please tell me. I would love to know what information was that they found out within those first few hours.
Today, we've had over 100 people in the woods searching throughout the whole region. We also have agents with the TBI and the FBI assisting my office. We jointly investigating this whole circumstance.
So now we have Ronnie saying that the TBI and FBI joined his sheriff's department to investigate this circumstance. Since when does a missing child's case get referred to as a circumstance? Sound a little odd to you guys? It does to me. And I mean, some of you may think, oh, I'm just trying to pull things out of thin air. I'm not. Listen to the words that are actually being said. Does it sound like a typical missing child's case to you?
Our main goal is to find Summer and find her safe. We have plenty of help. We don't need any assistance from the local people. We have the professional people out searching, and we just appreciate everybody, their contributions. It's been a tremendous outpour from the community with the water, the food, and the snacks. It's just overwhelming, and it's a very intense investigation. I know the public needs to know things, but it's ongoing, and we will release things as we can, when we can.
He knows the public wants to know, but it's a very intense investigation. Not a very intense search and rescue, but it's a very tense or intense investigation. So he can't say anything. He will when he can. What do you guys know? And I hate to keep repeating myself, but come on. They knew something. Within the first 24 hours, They knew something. I would love to know what it was.
But our main goal right now is to find Summer.
We'll take a couple of questions, but keep in mind we can't discuss specifics of the investigation. Can you talk about an area back here?
Absolutely. It's very dense. The terrain is tremendously hard. We have virtually no cell phone service. The radio system we use, which is not that good, we have very little radio communication. We do have several command posts setting up, but what makes it so hard is the communication between the boots on the ground searching the woods and the different agencies and officers, and it's very hard to communicate. And you know, we're not like, you know, we're in these small towns or in towns where you got a lot of cell service, and just for instance, when we get texts from media, you may text and we may get it an hour later and we have no way to reply to it.
Okay, now this is an important one, guys. He's talking about the communication and how bad it is, the service, cell service, that kind of, the signal is in that area. But and we know that there's a command post set up. We know there are news teams set up outside the command post waiting for any little drop of information about this missing child. So tell me, why would the media be texting the guys in the field expecting to get any answers or communication back and forth to the agents and the officers that are out looking? I mean, if the media would be updated, somebody out of the command post would walk out of the command post and tell the media what needed to be told. Why was there supposed lack of communication, or why was media texting the law enforcement that's out in the field searching? And better yet, why would they expect law enforcement to text them back or to answer them? What was going on there? That made no sense to me whatsoever. And it's strange that he actually pointed that specific thing out. So tell me what was going on with that, guys. Because like I said, if they needed updates, whoever was in the command post could have walked out. Like the PR person, like what, Leslie Earheart, she could have walked out and gave the media an update. Media did not need to be texting back and forth to the agents out searching, in my opinion.
The same way with the officers, and the ECOM Central Dispatch has done an excellent job. CPI has their command post. It should arrive soon, and we're going to continue on until we find Summer and put this case to rest.
Do you believe there was foul play involved, and is there any history with this family?
The family are cooperating, and it's really too early to tell. We're still basically just gathering information, and we're in the search mode right now.
Around 11 this morning, it's switched from missing child alert to Amber Alert. What goes into the decision of putting that Amber Alert out? Can you clarify the difference?
Sure. After the initial search and as we developed more information as part of the investigation, our team made the decision to elevate the alert to an Amber.
And what
Now, like on the screen says, that the reporter asked, does he believe there was any foul play involved? And does the family have any history? I'm assuming history of foul play or malicious intent or whatever. And in my opinion, Ronnie Lawson takes and avoids that question completely and says, no, the family is cooperating completely. Then they ask Leslie Earhart what caused the Amber Alert to be set into place. You know, what caused it to raise up? And she says because of information early on in the investigation that caused it to be raised up to an Amber Alert. I'm still saying the 911 calls, or maybe information that came from the boys. Tell me what you think about it.
An endangered child alert is a mid-level alert where a child could potentially be in danger. An Amber Alert is, we issue those when we believe a child is in imminent danger of bodily harm or death, and it's the most severe alert.
And I'll ask for the 500th time, Leslie Earheart, what told you? What information did you all get? Yes, we understand a child out here wandering in the woods or wandering down a road could be in danger, very serious danger. But to raise it to an Amber Alert that says this child, we believe, is going to be hurt if not found, seriously hurt, or possibly unalived if we do not find them as quick as possible. What information did you get that made you think this child is in imminent danger? Somebody had to have told you all something. You had to have gotten that information from somebody. It didn't just come out of thin air. It didn't just pop into your head. I mean, there was already an endangered child alert out there. What made you think something seriously bad's going to happen to this child if we don't find her soon?
It appeared to be that she walked away from the home. Why was it upgraded to an Amber Alert? Can you clarify that just a little bit more?
Well, the bottom line is we don't know where she is at this time. Again, there was the initial search. We acted, and the sheriff's office acted on the information available at the time. And as we learned more in the first several hours into today, it led us to issue an Amber Alert.
So, as I said in the last one, some piece of information or someone that you spoke to made you believe that something happened to this child or could happen to this child, or that someone was after this child or had this child, that caused you to believe that if she wasn't found immediately, something very, very bad could happen to her. Serious bodily injury or death. That's what an Amber Alert's for, right? That's what you just said. Guys, I mean, were they telling us something without telling us something? Let me know what you think.
Well, when the Amber Alert was issued, you said there was new information that led you to believe that Summer might be in more danger. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I can't. That's part of the investigation.
So the information that you got, you admit, is part of the investigation. Whoever it was that told you this child was in danger, or that somebody had her, or that somebody was trying to hurt her, that's what you guys have been investigating, right? I mean, is that what you're saying? Because that's what I'm understanding here.
Sheriff Lawson mentioned earlier that he's asking the community folks that you have enough resources here. What's your message to the community that they feel like they want to help in some regard? How can they help at this time?
If they see something or know something, they need to tell somebody. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't want to get involved. They want to reply to us or respond anonymously. That's fine, as long as we find Summer. That's the main thing right now. And we're talking about the Amber Alert. When they raise that up another level, that helps more people paying more attention. You get more clues, you get more calls, and then everybody can call that 1-800-TBI find, and it all goes into a database, which helps us in an area where we don't have a lot of communication anyway. So TBI helps us with that.
And we know the FBI was called in fairly early. Can you kind of explain why that decision was made?
Well, we have an excellent relationship working together, and just like if this case stems outside of Hawkins County, then you have the TBI to help with that. But if it expands on out past the state of Tennessee, then you got the FBI. So we're all on the same page, and we just keep on going. We're just working.
So first off, you're saying that people may have seen something that was like illegal, off the wall, whatever, that may have hurt this child, but they don't want to get involved, so they may call you. They're allowed to call anonymously and turn in a tip, because they don't want to get involved in what they may have seen in their own neighborhood. And as far as the Amber Alert and it being raised up, Ronnie, excuse me, the Amber Alert is to, yes, bring more awareness to the public so they know what to be looking for. The only problem is you guys haven't told us what the Amber Alert was for. We were not given anything to be looking for except a little girl that's out somewhere. We don't know what direction, nothing. We're told to look in Beach Creek, Ben Hill area. What you guys have covered that area. What's the public supposed to be looking for? That's what the Amber Alert is for, to hand out information specifics so that people know what's going on, so we know what to look for. You're just wanting to say, hey, there's an Amber Alert, there's a missing child, so call us in some tips, guys. Is there something that people in that area may have seen specifically that you're hoping somebody's going to call in? Something that you already know about? And with, as far as the TBI and FBI being involved, you're explaining to us how that works, which is if it goes beyond the county line into the state, TBI is in charge. If it goes beyond the state line, FBI is in charge. But you're already saying the FBI is working with you all. This is less than 24 hours into this case. And FBI is working closely with you all. And now you're explaining to everyone that the FBI only gets involved if the case goes outside of the state of Tennessee. So do you believe that Summer was removed from the state of Tennessee? And if so, why are you continually only searching in the Beach Creek area? Answer me that. Riddle me this, guys.
Together as a team, all have the same goal. Let's find Summer.
One more question.
Can you expand on maybe just the area where you guys are searching? If people see something in a certain area, they should be on the heightened alert for a certain area or part of town.
Well, the terrain and stuff is just like you see here. This is what the people are searching in. But if they seen something yesterday evening or afternoon that we need to know, that's when they need to make the call or come by the command post.
Okay, so now you're saying, first Leslie says that the 911 call was made at around 6:30 and that's when she possibly disappeared. But now you're saying that if somebody saw something in early afternoon or the evening, which would be 4 or 5 o'clock is evening, then they need to go ahead and call and report it? What do you think they could have saw? Please. Oh, somebody please give me some information on this. I know I sound ridiculous, but these are just questions that I have, and I wish to goodness that I could get some answers for them.
Landmarks and sort of an area you're searching to.
Just around Ben Hill Road in that area. That's the main, because she's 5 years old and she left the house, and evidently she got a little farther than they expected.
Do you have any idea how much territory you're involved?
Okay, so now you are telling us that what the original story was that Candace and Dawn told was that she was in the house and went downstairs to the basement, and that somebody had to have come in and stolen her out of the basement. You're telling us she left the house and she got a little bit farther than what they expected her to go. And now we need to find her. If anybody in the Beach Creek or Ben Hill area, that's where they need to search, is at that area. Well, if it's in that area, first of all, why is FBI being called in when they cover outside the state of Tennessee? And two, somebody needs to clarify who's telling the truth. Are the parents telling the truth about where she was at when she got gone? Or is Ronnie Lawson telling us the truth when he says she wandered off from the house? She walked away from the house and she got farther than what they expected, which is meaning that they knew she was leaving the house, but they didn't expect her to go that far. That's what he's saying, guys. Tell me what you think.
Searchers recovering?
A lot. We have so many out there that they've broadened the scope. Plus, we've been able to utilize aircraft. THP's been wonderful with their helicopter and the medical helicopters with THP's FLIR at night. They've been flying today, and it's just outstanding how the community's come to help us, plus all the different resource agencies and the rescue squads and EMSs and all the law enforcement. And we just hope that we have a great result when we find Summer.
Have you gotten any news?
At this time, we're following up on any and all leads. Again, thank you for being here. We encourage the public to call in any credible information to 1-800-TBI-FIND, and we continue to hold out hope for the best possible outcome. Thank you.
And in closing, guys, my opinion on this, and don't get me wrong, please do not misunderstand me. My prayers and hopes that Summer is found and found alive and well. I mean, the best case scenario. I even pray and hope that we can find her even if she's in the worst case scenario, still alive. I mean, I just pray that we find her, period, guys. And I have no problem with the Amber Alert going out early. I have no problem with TBI and FBI and all these other different agencies that were brought in looking for this little innocent angel. But my question is, and I may be wrong because I am new to the whole crime, true crime community, blah, blah, blah. But how many cases of a missing child do you know of that from that evening, from 7 o'clock that evening until what time was it, at 1 o'clock or something, that they did this press conference? That they have already, TBI was there at what, 6 or 7:15, 7:30 was on the scene. Law enforcement didn't get there until like 7:05. TBI was there at 7:15, 7:30. FBI was brought in almost immediately. 19 different agencies were brought in. Then we had agencies from, 6 different states that were brought in. I do not know of another child. Yes, search and rescue volunteers, different agencies throughout, the surrounding areas come in and help search. But within hours, guys, within hours of this child missing, not only do they put out the endangered child alert, then they raise it up to an Amber Alert, which means they know for a fact that this child could be in imminent danger of bodily harm or death. They bring in the TBI. They bring in the FBI, which is supposed to be brought in if they think that it has crossed the state lines. They're calling it a situation, not a missing child. It's already into investigative stages. What did they know? What did they find out that made this all happen? I would love to know who they talked to that night. I would love to hear those 911 calls. I would love to know who made the 911 calls, especially seeing how Leslie Earheart says only one person made that phone call. And we've been told all along 2 people made it. I've just got all these questions, guys, with no answers, of course. And it's been almost 2 years. Summer Moon Utah Wells, 5 years old, missing. 2 years later, she is now 7 years old. And they still have not come out and said anything other than, we do not know anything more than we did the day she went missing. But yet, obviously, they knew something 21 hours into it. Or else, why would they be wording everything the way they were wording it? Why would there be an investigation? Who were they investigating? What were they investigating? And what crossed over the state line that the FBI can be brought in on? Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comment box below, guys. Subscribe, like, share, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. Have a great day. God bless.